Hey, what's good? This is Bethia, ExJW, meaning ex-Jehovah's Witness. And I'm going to take some time out and shoot a video real quick on my last break and try to do a little intro, a small intro. So I grew up in the 90s and my mother began to study with some Jehovah's Witnesses around the time I think I had to be like 4 because of the place we live, one of the houses we were in. So at that point, I believe I was about 4. Um, so I don't know, that's like 1991, 92, 91. And anyways, they would come to the house. I remember these people coming to the house. Granted, beforehand, I don't remember ever celebrating a birthday or anything, any holiday. So I just, these are some of my fondest memories or whatnot. So I just remember all of a sudden having a whole bunch of people to talk to or play with or that we were around that became constantly like, even at 4, I could differentiate between family and strangers. You know what I'm saying? So it was like all of a sudden these strangers it was okay to go up to, and it didn't matter who they were. Uh, everything was okay. So I do remember that, and I remember them helping us move into the house because I remember it was a lady and she had my bike, and I kept asking her if I could ride my bike. I had no idea we were moving houses, but that's that's what they were doing. They were helping my mother move into this house. So um yeah, that was so they would come over, and I remember getting used to seeing these certain faces, which would be my mother's conductor and the person who brought her into the truth or whatnot. So she would come a lot, and she would bring someone different all the time, and sometimes it'd be like 4 people there. And I remember as I got older making pancakes for them when they come. Like I was thrilled to like try and cook some food. Uh, it just, I remember going through the little routine, clean the house up. We had to clean the house up. My mother has 3 children. That would be my older brother, then myself, and then my younger brother. And my older brother is 3 years over me, and my younger brother is just 1 year apart. So we would have to clean up and get ready for these people to come. And I don't ever remember sitting in, as a kid like that on her studies or whatever. I just remember being happy they were there and cooking some food and making sure the house was clean. And then we would go watch TV or something. Like we could depart. But so that was what was going on. I remember going to the assembly, and it was something very special about that day, and it was like the talk in the car or whatever. And what it was my mother's baptism day. So I didn't understand that. So she must have got baptized when I was younger. I don't know how long it took her. I will have to ask her because I really don't know. I never really thought about it out all these years, But I just remember people making it special, like, hey, are you happy for your mom? So I had no idea what they were talking about. I don't ever remember seeing her actually be baptized either. Um, for all I know, I could have been asleep, at by the time lunch was there or whatever. I have no picture. I never seen a picture. I don't think anyone got a picture. If they did, this is the 90s, and it wasn't Polaroid. uh, I don't know if we could even get that. I'll ask her about that because she's still in. But my brother got baptized when we were, I think he was maybe 15, 16, something like that. And it was a big deal. I got to see him be baptized at the Pontiac Silverdome. And this is like they had the pool out there, and around these times when people got baptized, it was like hundreds of people. So he was in line a very long time, like almost all of our lunch. And yeah, that's back when they used to pile them in. Now I don't. Before I drifted off in like 2011 and 12, like I remember for the past few years, like it's just baptisms was quick. Like it was like 25 people get baptized, or a little more than that, maybe at the district. But at the circuit assemblies and special day assemblies, I swear one time it was like only about one person that got baptized, and less than 5 people. So the numbers are definitely going down no matter what they're saying or what they're selling. I've known that for, some time now. But anywho, um, so yeah, we were pretty much raised up in the truth and everything. School was difficult, but not that difficult. Like in a sense, in elementary, like I stayed in the same school from kindergarten to 5th grade. So uh, all the people I knew, they knew me from kindergarten. They knew I couldn't celebrate. Nobody pressed me on it. Um, if it was times where it was brought up or something, I wouldn't be able to remember it, and it wouldn't have. It's not a occasion that was made such a big deal that it left an imprint in my memory. So I don't have any of those instances as far as elementary goes. Junior high, still same people. This is a very small city, so same people. So I didn't have to, maybe just the teachers and stuff, but they didn't make a big deal, and they wasn't. It's not like they was all like, you know, university teachers. They like, something else I got to deal with. All right, you go sit over there. I'm not gonna be bothered. That's like the attitude that the teachers here took on. So it just was never a big thing, but the feeling is definitely universal as far as having to sit outside the classroom and you know not participate and stuff. And then as I got older, I tried to make it defenses because they would pressure you to witness at school and stuff. Be a fine witness and let your behavior uh, stand as a, what's the word? I don't know. I'm still at work and I'm tired, but just let that show that you're a witness or whatever. So that's kind of the square part of me is like that was easy to do because I was a chill, laid back type of person regardless. So it's not like I was out looking for trouble or trying to be a part of the in crowd or the bad crowd or whatever. You know, everybody I knew, it was cool, and I never got into trouble like that. I never was in major trouble for anything that's terrible or whatever. So that was that. Um, I remember we moved to a better area in Sterling Heights, Michigan, and I remember when we got there, like it was just a love bombing thing going on. Like we switched congregations, it was all gravy. We were being invited to this and this, and I mean they did some stuff out there. Their houses were better than ours, so they had like book study in their basements, and it was nothing like the book studies I had been to. It was like We got the ping pong table over here, the pool table over here. We got the little mini refrigerator over here, the mini bar over here. Like after book study, we go get it on and pop and have some fun and associate. And I had never, experienced anything like that, and I loved it. I'm like, this is amazing. Some of the people that the homes we were in, they were Arabic and everything, and that's a different kind of culture. So they were like, feed you. Like there is no saying no to this food. Like you eat, we eat, and that's how they did, and I liked it. Shortly afterwards, like a few months maybe into it, all that changed. Like the association fell off. It was problems, and it's like, where did that, like, how could the mood change? I never knew until, I swear it must be this year. This is May. It has to be this year. I swear to goodness, I never could put my finger on it until now. And I watched um a channel, X Critical Thinker, ExJW Critical Thinker. Sorry if I don't have that down packed as many of your videos as I watch. I don't have the can't say it specifically in the right order, but I think it's ExJW Critical Thinker. But Lady C and JT. So they were talking about the like your publisher card or whatever that's sent to other congregations. So that just, I was like, an epiphany, like that's what happened, because my mother had been in trouble over the years or whatever, disfellowshipped or whatnot. So that past carried on, and it's like when you switch halls, you think that you're gonna start off new and just make a fresh start, clean slate. It's not gonna happen, because it's like messing up at your first job, and then everyone wants to call that job and ask for a reference or something. Like you're dependent on them to say something good that doesn't ruin you for your next opportunity. And so when they sent that, like whatever it is, I've never seen it. I've never seen my own publisher card to this day. But whatever's in there, it changed the mood. And so the invite stopped, and that's that. Like, and it was like all the fun that was out there was like no fun at all anymore. But at that time, I believe I was 12. The pressure was on because there was some other little kids at the hall. They were like 12 and 13 or whatever, same age. And they were like unbaptized publishers and stuff. And I'm like, well, what is that? What does that mean? And it's like, you can count field service time. And I'm like, I already go out in field service with my mom and stuff. And it's like, no, they count the time. So I was like, well, I want to do that. I remember going into the room. They had a meeting. I went in the room with two brothers. And they asked me like two questions. They said, do I go to other churches? I'm like, no brainer. And I can't remember the other question, but that was one. And I just thought that was, it's like, this is a waste of time. You made me get dressed again to come to this meeting, and you asked me two questions. And then they announced me as an unbaptized publisher. I felt great. I was doing the time slip and stuff. It wasn't until later, like, that one of my friends got into some trouble. She got pregnant and everything. And she must have been an unbaptized publisher, but she got reproved and everything. And I'm like, well, you're not baptized. How did you get in trouble? Like, why are you getting disciplined? And it's because she was an unbaptized publisher. And that was like eye-opening. I'm like, they didn't say I could like get reproved. Not that I was doing a bunch of crazy stuff, but it's like, I only knew that baptism, if you baptize and get in trouble, that means disfellowshipment. Had no idea that you could get privately reproved, publicly reproved, and things of that nature and lose privileges. I didn't even know this stuff was privileges. Okay? I didn't know there was a privilege to comment, a privilege to count time in service, uh, to hold the mics if you're a brother. Like I had no idea of all of this stuff. As long as we had been in the truth, like this, it just wasn't talked about. It could be the people who studied with us. My mom was a single mother, so it's not like it was somebody just taking my brothers under their wings and stuff like that. No, we had a very difficult time. But yeah, that's when I discovered that, and I've always felt like, why didn't they tell me that? Like, I felt like I made a vow to God that I didn't fully know about. So that always put me in distress from that point on. Like, I was in distress about what happens if I go to an R-rated movie? Can I lose my privileges? And then to me, that's like embarrassing. Like, I don't want to be, bring reproach or any of that, because I lived through it with my mother being disfellowship and stuff, and it's not a good feeling. So I was always kind of like on edge of what I can and cannot do, and just not really knowing the rules and how to play that kind of game. But I felt like they could have took that, time to tell me, if you become an unbaptized publisher, you can lose privileges. You can get in trouble just like a baptized person. Because that's essentially what happened, is you get in trouble just like a baptized person. I got to wrap this up. I got to get back up in here. So that's just a start. All right.